Contemporary Residential Architecture by Michael Kaila. In this kind of project, the client was interested in the contemporary design and some bit of modern architecture. And so I had to incorporate all the elements that bring out the contemporary aspect as well as the modern bit. What is contemporary architecture? Simply put, it as architecture that reflects the architecture of today. Contemporary architecture is not limited to large-scale design buildings, but can also be applied to small-scale residential developments. Some notable contemporary 21st century architects may include Frank Gehry, Jean Nouvel, Tadao Ande, Santiago Calatrava, and of course the late Zaha Hadid. You might want to check out the stamp collection buildings, because in 2017 the Royal Mail commissioned a stamp collection featuring 10 of the most well-known public buildings from the previous 20 years to celebrate UK's renaissance of contemporary architecture. And as thus, one might also want to know what are the characteristics that really define contemporary architecture. We do have the curved lines, rounded forms, unconventional volumes, asymmetry, free-form shapes, open floor plans, large abundant windows. If you're someone who is interested in a house that has very large openings, then you're tending to contemporary. We talk of green roofs, integration into the surrounding landscape, integrated smart home technology, customized LED lighting. All those are characteristics that define contemporary architecture. We could also look at other selected examples of contemporary residential architecture. And in this case, as we look at that, for instance, this is an example from the Architect's Diary. Let's look at form. In some cases, the building is entirely designed around the curved lines. In other cases, it's both the curved and the straight lines. Okay. Now, in this kind of example, which is by MU77, it was built into the hillside of the Hollywood Hills. Here we could look at compositional volumes. The unit volume is a tube. It attempts to assemble these tubes in surprising ways so as to create distinctive compositions of those volumes. Again, here we're also looking at, of course, the volumes. It's another good example of a residential development. We could also look at, for instance, new materials. Traditional materials such as glass, wood, brick are all preferred when it comes to contemporary design. Windows. Larger and more plentiful windows are also a characteristic of contemporary architecture. Multiple openings, and they are in very uncommon positions. Parametric windows, panoramic. Then window walls, we have skylights that are all over. All that, when put into consideration, you're looking at contemporary architecture. Another interesting aspect is, of course, the environmental conditions. If environmental responsibility and a reduction of greenhouse gases are among your priorities, contemporary architecture will satisfy you, because it then allows you to build a home that far exceeds the current environmental standards. So once again, today's chapter was about contemporary design. Subscribe to my videos, and thanks for coming along with me. Thank you.